everybody, this is dkdynamite, and tonight we're going to be talking about an exciting content roadmap for zombies in 2024, what to expect in the coming weeks, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, drop a like, and also as a reminder, there's plenty of brand new coverage going up over on detonated.com for those out there like myself who prefer articles over videos, and of course, plenty of tweets every single hour on Detonated's Twitter. Now, yesterday I made a similar video talking more about MW3 multiplayer and what to expect going into the brand new year. There are some really exciting updates happening later this week, which is pretty surprising that they saved quite a bit of content for this week, first week of January, and then plenty for January 17th, which is Season 1 Reloaded. All those news roundups are going to be linked down below in this video's description. But did you guys know there's actually a secret dual-wield ray gun finishing move inside of MW3 Zombies? If you run Lara Croft and perform a finisher, you can do a really crazy secret finisher that I really didn't know about, and I'm curious if any other operators have secret finishing moves like this that change a bit when you happen to zombies, whether it means to take out wonder weapons or something else. This is a really cool concept that they haven't really touched on before, which is giving exclusive finishing moves to different game modes, even if it's part of the same bundle, right? That's cool. That's kind of a surprise that wasn't marketed in the actual Tomb Raider pack. But with that, as of yesterday, I made a video talking more about MW3 Zombies and all the DMZ features that not only are leaked, but ones that are very likely to release in the coming months. That's a separate video completely from this one, which is also linked down below. As you guys are probably aware, both a wallet system and Xville streaks have already leaked out. Those are, of course, features from DMZ. Those are for sure coming to MW3 Zombies, unless they got scrapped for whatever reason, which I doubt. Those are probably coming either with Reloaded or Season 2, but I talked more about that in that DMZ Zombies focus video, which is going to be linked down below as well. Now, amongst one of the craziest reports for MW3 Zombies, which hasn't really been discussed anywhere that I can see, and it's something that I didn't include in a previous zombie news roundup because I didn't even know about this, is the fact that Treyarch went ahead and confirmed over on Reddit in a small little Q&A for the Zombies forum that Act 4 will indeed be continuing the post-launch story for MWZ over the next few seasons. So that's actually a huge piece of information considering how confusing Act 4 is right now currently in MWZ. There's only one story mission that takes you into the Dark Ether to fight the Big Worm, and it's a really cool mission. It's only a single mission though, unlike Acts 1 through 3, which contain over a dozen each with different rewards in each of the missions. It's weird how Act 4 was handled. They just threw us right into a story mission when typically those are the final missions of an act. So it's been handled a bit differently, but with this confirmation, this either means that for every future set of missions that we get, they'll be within Act 4, or whatever updates we get to Urzikstan exclusively, we'll be adding in Act 4 missions. Maybe when we get a separate map in the future, we'll see an Act 5, or they'll start over again with Act 1, 2, and 3 for that new map. It's unclear how that's going to work, but the fact they mention next few seasons has me thinking that maybe no matter if the new missions we get are on Urzikstan or the Dark Ether or a different map, they'll still be a part of Act 4. That's something that you can discuss more about down below in the comments. Let me know how you think Act 4 is going to be handled. Now, I made a video similar to this one, which is now severely outdated, before the reveal of Season 1 for MW3 Zombies. That video ended up getting age restricted, which is really silly, so a lot of people out there didn't get to see that video. So we're going to be rehashing and reintroducing new information in this video, which now accounts for the fact that Season 1 has already released. So something that did get leaked a little while back that is a little confusing right now is the fact that an Act 5 is apparently going to happen. Now, keep in mind, with all rumors and leaks, this could be accounting for scrapped or changed content. Maybe there is going to be an Act 5, but it's not for Urzikstan. Maybe it is for Urzikstan. It's a big question mark right now, but the fact that an Act 5 is leaked out has me thinking that there probably is going to be at least 1 to 2 more exclusion zones for MWZ in which we get a new set of Act missions on them. I mean, looking at how DMZ was handled, we had a number of factions with their own sets of missions, but those got refreshed every like season and a half with new objectives, new rewards. I'm sure we'll get something somewhat similar in MWZ, but they won't full on replace Acts 1 through 4 and the rewards that you can get, since there's a lot of narrative in Modern Warfare 3 Zombies that I doubt they're gonna wipe our inventories or change the missions. I think they'll just keep expanding and adding onto the Act system that already exists. But when I think about a new map, I'm curious if we'll just end up getting additional Dark Ether-like sections or Dark Ether-like maps where you have to go into Urzikstan to spawn into that other map. Maybe that's how they'll handle the entirety of MW3 Zombies life cycle. We don't end up getting a separate exclusion zone entirely. We just end up getting these small sub-maps like the Dark Ether, or looking at DMZ, like Koshai Complex, in which you have to spawn into those little areas through the big map. Maybe that's how they'll keep updating MWZ for the entirety of the year. If they keep it fresh, then maybe that could work, but I would still want to see something like Rebirth or Fortune's Keep zombified at some point in 2024 to where those maps have their own sets of act missions and Easter eggs, boss fights, rewards, and secrets that are different and separate from Urzikstan right now. But I certainly think we'll end up getting more maps like the Dark Ether where you can spawn into them through a quest on Urzikstan, and then you go into into a separate server. If you're going with a 6-man, it's even better. I'm sure we'll see something like that pretty soon, likely at some point again in Season 2 or a little bit after that. Now, what's also really cool is that 2 perks actually leaked out for MWZ, and these perks include Electric Cherry and even Mule Kick. Data miners found these perks, which has me thinking that they're either canceled perks or ones that are being planned for a future content update, probably Season 2 at the earliest. Now, I gave my 2 cents on Mule Kick already. I think they should just update the backpack system or give us an upgrade system for it instead of adding in Mule Kick, but so be it. If they add in Mule Kick, that's fine. Maybe it'll have some extra abilities like we saw from Cold War's Mule Kick upgrades. Electric Cherry, huge fan of that perk, really want to see it. But then we have Widow's Wine, which has been rumored for a while, considering there's an icon for it on the collector's box that you can buy at Walmart for MW3. I believe it even went on sale for like $7, which is crazy. But there's a Mule Kick icon on that box, and I'm like, would they really have an icon for that perk, which is really random, by the way. We haven't seen that perk since BO3. Would you really have that on a random collector's box for MW3 if it's not going to end up being a perk? Maybe it comes with a Bowie knife. I mean, that could be a really exciting content update. Really want to see either Widow's Wine or Winter's Wail from BO4, 2 perks that I really do like inside of Zombies. Now, we also have an update in regards to the Warlords coming to MWZ. So I did report previously that about 6 of them were leaked out. One of them was named Maestro, but I believe that was a code name for Dokkaebi. So it's the same character. But yeah, Dokkaebi is releasing with Season 1 Reloaded. And then we also have other Warlords like the Chemist, Carries, the Rainmaker, somebody called All for One. Kind of odd names. I mean, even Legacy, that's the name of one of the Warlords right now in Urzikstan. It's also an odd name, but we know keycards have already popped up early inside of games of MWZ. Although they have no use, they still confirm that other Warlords are coming to the Fortress system at some point in the future. And like we talked about in the recent podcast, I don't believe these will just be random Fortress reskins or just Warlords being swapped in and out every season or whatnot. I think they are going to be tied to actual new Act 4 missions, which we'll end up seeing probably Reloaded and the beginning of Season 2. So keep that in mind. There'll probably be new reward rifts and new bonuses for taking on some of these brand new bosses. We also have new schematics that leaked out, and luckily all the schematics that were leaked a couple of weeks ago did drop with Season 1 already, all through the Dark Ether. But we know about a schematic for the Bloodburner bike, and we know about one for the VR11 Wonder Weapon. I'm gonna guess that every time we get a major content drop for MW3 Zombies that contains a new quest or a new submap or something like that with new reward rift, that's when they'll add in new schematic plans that you can go ahead and grind by doing some of those brand new objectives. That's likely how they'll handle that in the future. But then we also have 2 new power-ups coming to the game, one called Undead Sight and one called Looting Spree. Again, I remind you guys that these could be pieces of scrapped content that aren't going to come to the game, but one sounds like a fire sale, but for things that you buy either at a buy station or wall buys. Undead Sight sounds like maybe Fear and Headlights, or even another Gobblegum ability that we saw during BO3, or an elixir from BO4. But then some miscellaneous information, which has me pretty excited, is in regards to what is being called a Shadow Vortex Ammo mod. It's unclear if that's still going to come at some point. Something I brought up in that DMZ Zombies video a couple days ago is that we need a direct way to get our hands on ammo mods. It's kind of silly that it's kind of just a big game of RNG to find them. They're not that rare to find, but if you need them for an act mission or something else, it's silly that you can't directly go ahead and buy it or craft it at a buy station. Maybe we'll see Shadow Vortex come with an ammo mod overhaul of sorts where you can then acquire them directly. Something called an Ether Counter also leaked out. Not sure what that could be, a piece of equipment maybe for a new contract. And also something called a self-revive kit bundle. I'm unclear if maybe that's a benefit bundle coming out, which says, hey, if you spawn in with this operator in Zombies, you get a guaranteed self-revive every game, similar to DMZ benefits, or if that's something else that we just don't know about yet. So far, the zombie benefit bundles just come with some very temporary and limited acquisitions, which are just 1 to 3 time use items that once you use them all, they're gone forever, similar to the Battle Pass offering. So don't know if we're going to get any permanent Don't know if we're going to get any permanent bundle benefits like we saw for DMZ. But then new objectives that leaked out do include Relic Hunt and Cargo Delivery, which may not be coming to Urzikstan, but I can still see them adding in maybe 1 contract or 1 extra activity to the experience at some point soon. Some activities do include Summon, Helicopter Drop, Civilian Hostage, and Defend Turret. Now, out of those, I would say we're probably going to see the Helicopter Drop as that care package chopper that we saw in Outbreak from Cold War, where if you shoot it down, a nice care package of great loot does drop wherever the explosion was. Civilian Hostage was, of course, in DMZ, and I'm sure there's something like that inside of MW3, but those are probably the only 2 I could actually see dropping as new activities that we can do around the environment. And last thing I'll end with is in regards to the Vortex event dropping this week for MW3. It's, of course, a multiplayer event with an XP-based challenge event system. We're, of course, going to have animated camo you can unlock. If you use a certain bundle, it'll progress you faster through that event. 3 map remixes do come with the Vortex event. We talked about them in length before for Rust, Scrapyard, and even Quarry. You can play a ray gun free-for-all type LTM on those maps. It's an exciting update that lasts about 2 weeks. Once Reloaded does come out, Vortex goes away because the Boys LTM and crossover does release in a multiplayer instead. So once that happens, I find it hard to believe they'll just get rid of those Vortex maps forever. They'll probably end up either adding them into into some type of onslaught containment for MW3 Zombies, that would be a fantastic update to really kickstart 2024 and give zombie fans something until some actual major content drops in Season 2, since right now all we know about is Dokkaebi for mid-season. That would be great, or they'll maybe reintroduce those maps in Zombies at some point in the future in a way that we maybe just didn't expect. Could be a story mission or who knows what. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave your thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on an exciting little content roadmap here for 2024 Zombies content for MW3? This is, of course, not to mention that we're going to get a huge return of round-based zombies in Black Ops 2024. We'll be talking more about Treyarch's next title, of course, in some future videos. But really hope you've enjoyed, and Happy New Year's, everybody.